Hello there again my friends, this is the Boy and His Dog and welcome to the channel where I play and review every game released on the Evercade, old and new. In today's episode we continue our deeper butchers of the 29th Evercade Kart Piko Interactive Collection 3 with the 9th game, Sword of Sodan. Yes, we finally reached the legend itself. Let's get started. As a heroic Broden or Sodan, wield the legendary Sword of Sodan, fight your way to Castle Cragmore, and defeat the tyrannical necromancer Zoros, who overthrew your father, the benevolent ruler Lorden. Sword of Sodan is a horizontal scrolling hack 'em up developed by Enterprise and released for multiple systems in 1990. And this is an interesting one, isn't it? You initially have the choice of a male or female warrior. I believe the male warrior has more health and is a little faster, but I just seem to get further using the female one. There are only 7 stages, each famed with a map and short description, which is always nice. The 7 stages themselves pretty much have you moving from the far left to the far right of the stage, defeating enemies on the way. The sprites are very large and pretty detailed for the time, and the backgrounds too are suitably designed. Just looking at screenshots you would be forgiven for thinking this is an awesome game. It certainly looks the part. That is until anything moves. Your character is rather sluggish to move, to say the least. You have a couple of moves at your disposal by holding attack along with up, forward or down. The overhead seems the most powerful but has feckle reach, so only good if you jump towards or saunter into an enemy first. The thing is, the only attack I found that was any good and helped you avoid a fair few attacks is if you duck and aim for dick. Just poke away at their crutch to fell them the quickest. So remember that, if all else fails, hashtag duck for dick. What makes this even trickier is enemies come from left and right of the screen, and pushing in the opposite direction where the new enemies are coming from merely backs you into them, facing the wrong way. You have to push away and attack to turn your warrior to face them. When you've been attacked by many, this is not an easy thing. Worse, if you're ducking for dick, this becomes even trickier. There is a small sliver of hope, however, in the form of 4 bottles, orange, red, blue and translucent. On their own, 3 of these potions can give you a health bonus or stronger attacks, whilst the translucent one gives you nothing, but combining any 2, including the translucent one, can give you extra bonuses like extra lives, add flame to your attack or even limited invincibility. The potions are dropped by some failed enemies, so are completely random and can change up the stage a lot depending on what you get. The stages start simple but quickly become quite silly. If it weren't difficult enough trying to turn and circumcise your way through the massive enemies, you also have to deal with traps, like impossible to avoid spikes coming up through the floor or bottomless pits that appear out of nowhere for instant death. What's even worse is these traps do not affect the enemies. They can walk through the spikes and over the pits without any harm done whatsoever, which makes some fights ludicrously tricky, especially if you're not being lucky enough with a set of good potions. To balance it out, we do get a random zombie graveyard stage, which is sort of okay, and probably one of the easiest stages to get through, and there is a giant type enemy you have to knock down before you can hack at its neck and eventually cut its head off, which is nice. I guess I got to give my final thoughts to this game. Look, I'm glad it's here. It's not the worst game I've ever played. It does have a few interesting ideas, like the potion effects being random, but the sluggish controls and unfair traps really go against it. In the end, it's an experience I think we should all try at least once. It's kind of fun in a kind of weird way, at least for a little while. That's the best I've got. And if you've made it here to the end of the video, thanks ever so much for joining me. Leave a thumbs up or comment if you'd like. Either way, I've just chuffed your poked your head in to take a gander. As always, I hope you're having an awesome day, my friends. And until next time, be sick.